In 1998, a team of scientists performed an experiment that should have rewritten every textbook in human history. Instead, it was quietly filed away in academic journals, rarely discussed in mainstream science, and almost never taught in schools. What they discovered didn't just challenge our understanding of physics, it challenged everything we think we know about consciousness and about who we really are. Let's start at the beginning with the most famous and most profoundly misunderstood experiment in the history of science. The double slit experiment. Here's how it works. Scientists shoot individual particles, electrons, photons, at a barrier with two slits. When no one is watching, those particles behave like waves. They pass through both slits simultaneously, creating what's called an interference pattern. The pattern of pure, unbounded possibility. But here's where it gets extraordinary. The moment a measuring device, an observer, is pointed at those particles to detect which slit they go through, the interference pattern collapses. The particles stop behaving like waves of infinite possibility and begin behaving like fixed, localized objects. The act of observation changes the outcome, not the act of touching, not the act of interfering physically, the act of looking, of consciousness paying attention. What does that tell us? It tells us something that quantum physicists have been wrestling with for over a century and most still refuse to say out loud. Consciousness is not a passenger in reality. Consciousness is a participant. Max Planck, the father of quantum theory and Nobel Prize winner, said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." Niels Bohr, one of the architects of quantum mechanics, said, "Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real." John Wheeler, one of the most respected physicists of the 20th century, coined the term participatory universe, the idea that the universe is not a pre-existing stage on which we perform. It is a dynamic, responsive reality that we bring into being through the act of observation. This is not philosophy. This is not metaphysics. This is the conclusion of the most rigorously tested theory in the history of science. And here's what the mystics have been saying for millennia. You are not a passive observer of your life. You are its architect. Now, we want to pause here for a moment because what we're discussing isn't just intellectually fascinating. It is deeply, personally relevant to you, to the life you're living, to the reality you're experiencing, and to the quantum shifts you're trying to make. If consciousness shapes reality at the quantum level, then your consciousness, your awareness, your attention, your emotional frequency is literally shaping the matter of your life right now, in every moment. Take the free Quantum Clarity quiz in the description to discover exactly how your unique consciousness signature is currently shaping your quantum field and what to do with that power. But first, let me walk you through 3 more quantum discoveries that prove what the world's greatest wisdom traditions have always known. Quantum truth number 1, entanglement. You are connected to everything. In 1964, physicist John Bell proposed Bell's theorem, a mathematical proof that quantum particles, once connected, remain connected regardless of the distance between them. Einstein famously called this spooky action at a distance. What does this mean? At the quantum level, separation is an illusion. 2 particles on opposite sides of the universe respond to each other instantaneously as if the space between them doesn't exist. The mystical parallel, every wisdom tradition has said, we are all one. Not as a poetic sentiment, but as a quantum fact. Your consciousness doesn't end at the boundary of your skin. It participates in a field of connection that transcends space and time. Quantum truth number 2, superposition. You collapse possibility into reality. In quantum mechanics, Every particle exists in superposition before it's observed a simultaneous cloud of all possible states. When consciousness observes, it collapses that cloud into a single reality. This means that at every moment, your awareness is participating in the selection of which version of reality comes into being. The question is, are you selecting consciously, or are you letting old programs, fears, and unconscious patterns make that selection for you? This is the essence of quantum sovereignty, claiming conscious authorship of your observation and therefore your reality. Quantum truth number 3, retrocausality. Time is not what you think. Here's the one that tends to shatter worldviews. In quantum physics, particles can be influenced by events that haven't happened yet. This is called retrocausality, the effect preceding the cause. Multiple peer-reviewed experiments suggest that future events can measurably influence present responses. The mystical parallel: every prophetic tradition has said, the future is accessible now. Intuition isn't guessing, it's quantum reception. And when you tune your consciousness to the frequency of your desired reality, you are not imagining a future. You are collapsing it into the present. This is what quantum sovereignty means. Not wishful thinking, not blind faith. Scientifically informed, consciously directed reality architecture. Here is what I want you to sit with. The greatest scientists in human history, the people who spent their lives studying the deepest nature of reality, concluded that consciousness is not a product of the physical world. The physical world is a product of consciousness. And you carry that creative force within you. Every moment you spend in self-doubt, in fear, in the belief that you are small or powerless or stuck, you are collapsing the quantum field from contraction, from limitation, from survival. But every moment you choose to expand, to become aware, to inhabit your sovereignty, you become what physicists call an active observer, a conscious architect, a sovereign participant in the quantum reality. You are not watching your life unfold, you are creating it. Take the quantum clarity quiz in the description and begin to understand exactly how your consciousness is currently shaping your quantum reality. And if today's science resonated with something deep in you, something you already knew but couldn't quite prove, share this with someone who's ready to remember who they really are. We'll see you in the quantum field.